Hello everyone, we will continue with the Master Commodities course of WD Gann, and here we will be specially talking about geometry in terms of Gann angles, because these Gann angles are going to be very important. We'll be discussing about octaves music, octaves about various tones which are going to be there. We'll be also talking about the seasonal cycles. Of course, we know that the seasonal cycles are important, but seasonal cycles also from point of view of commodities, where they have been written, how they are important for us. We are going to talk about harmonics. We are not talking about harmonics about various patterns which are there, but we are going to talk about Pythagorean harmonics overall. We'll just give a brief introduction about all these topics and then try to get into details about one topic at a time, more of getting into the details. Let's start with all these things together. Let's start with the first topic, which is Gann angles. Let's try to study that in as an introduction, first of all. So for this, what we do is we come down to chapter 5A of the Master Commodity course, the basis of my forecasting methods for grains, geometric angles. Now, this is the 1940 version, which is there. There are different versions. As we continue, we'll look into that part also. How to draw angles from a low point recorded by grain. First important, geometrical angle. Now, this is the most important thing that we need to analyze. The first and always, the most important angle to draw is a 45-degree angle or a moving average that moves up 1 point per day, 1 point per week, or 1 point per month. It's not about a 45-degree, but it's about 1 unit of price movement in 1 unit of time. The unit of time can be a day, a week, or a month, either of them. This is a 45-degree angle because it divides the space and time periods into two equal parts. Now, this becomes the most fundamental concept. Time and price are to be divided in terms of units together, and then and only then we'll be able to get a 45-degree angle. As long as the market or option stays above the 45-degree angle, it is a strong position and indicates higher prices. You can buy every time it rests on 45-degree angle with stop loss order of 1 to 3 cents under the 45-degree angle. But remember the tool, never use a stop loss order of more than 5 cents away. So this becomes a critical point. So understand this important point that is there. Next important angle is 2 by 1. The angle of 2 by 1 or a moving average which moves up at a rate of 2 cents per day or 2 cents per week or 2 cents per month. Divide the space between 45-degree angle and the vertical line. Vertical line is nothing but 90-degree line into two equal parts and measure 63 3 by 4 quarters degree. This is why it is next strongest and most important angle. Now, if it is 45-degree, if it moves above that, probably it is moving at 2 points per day or per week or per month. That's why this is stronger. As long as the option holds above this angle, it is a stronger position than when it is resting on a 45-degree angle. So this is considered as a stronger one than the previous one. So this is 2 by 1. Let's go to the next one. Next one is 4 by 1. This angle, which is still stronger as long as the price of grain holds above it, is the angle which moves up 4 cent per day or 4 cent per week or 4 cent per month. This angle is 4 by 1 or 4 points of space equal 1 period of time. It measures 45 degrees and divide the space between the angle of 2 by 1 and the 90-degree angle, which is the vertical line, into two equal parts. An option that continues to advance 4 cents per day, 4 cents per week, or 4 cents per month and remains above this angle is a very strong position. Again, next above to that is fourth important angle, 8 by 1. The angle of 8 by 1 or the one that moves up 8 points per day, weeks, or months measures 82.5 degree. As long as an option can hold above this angle on daily, weekly, or monthly chart, it is the strongest possible position. Now, this is like a vertical move altogether, just nearer to the 90 degree, that is 82.5 degree. Very, very strong. This generally gives a kind of spike, mostly at the bottoms, where you see that it moves at a very rapid rate. But when it reverses trends and declines below this angle, then it indicates a decline to the next angle. So next angle says after that maybe 8 by 1, after that it is 4 by 1, then it is 2 by 1, and then it is 1 by 1, which is considered as the 45 degree. Now these are all considered as very, very strong angles or super strong angles where the trend is above 1 by 1 and to be considered as a fierce, fierce bull trend. Now, if you move on maybe page number 115 further, you would be finding other angles. It is possible to use an angle of 18 by 6 or 18 cent of price to one period of time, which measures 86 1 by 4 degrees. But this angle is only used in fast advancing markets like 1947-48 when grains are moving up or down 14 cents or more per week or month. So this is again one angle which has been considered as very, very strong. And it is like a huge spike. Generally, a huge spike is being seen, which is almost like 90 degree. The degrees is 84, 1 by 4 degrees. So very strong movement, almost like a 90-degree upside move. The sixth angle, which has been considered, is 3 by 1. Note the angle drawn in green marked 3 by 1, which moves up at the rate of 3 cent per day, per week, or per month, measuring 71 1 by 4 degree. This angle is important at times, and markets have had a prolonged advance and are a long distance up from the bottom. It is an important angle to use on monthly and weekly chart. So when it is advancing, it's called as 3 by 1 angle. Now on page number 137, we would be able to see how it exactly looks. Let's say, for example, this is 1 by 1 point per day. This is 45-degree angle. This is 2 by 1, this is 4 by 1, this is 8 by 1. So this is how it would be looking like in terms of a chart, so that it becomes easier for us to know and understand. Maybe probably this is just to look on the square, and probably these are all manual drawn charts. Probably we need to freeze our screens for that purpose, and then we'll be able to get this moment. So let's say, for example, you see a 32 points movement in 32 days. At this point, it is 28-point movements in 28 days. Similarly, 20 points of movement in 20 days, 12 points of movement in 12 days, and maybe 4 point of movement in 4 days. So this is 45-degree angle. Similarly, it is going to be, so over here it is going to be, let's say, 32 points of movement, but in 16 days, or maybe 16 weeks or 16 months. Same way, if we look over here at 3 by 1 line, this is 24, and 24 movement is in 8 days or 8 weeks or 8 months typically. So it is 8 into 3, which is 24. Same way, if we look at this angle, which is 4 by 1, so it is 32, and 32 movement happens in 8 unit of time. 4 8s are 32. So that is how it would be there. And again, this is 8. So 32 points of movement in 4 units of time. So this is 4 8s are 32. So this is how this has been shown. Now, these are all considered as bullish angles where the trend is upside, or bear side weakest after time has run out or squared with price. So we have this 1 by 1 line which is there. The second one after that is 1 by 2. That is half point per day, per week, or per month. Let's take an example. Let's say, for example, there are 32 days, and in 32 days, it is running by somewhere around 16 points. So 16 into 2 is 32. Same way, 3 by 1. So let's say this is 24 days of movement, and we get 8 points in that. So this is 8 into 3, which is 24. Same way we'll be getting 1 by 4, that is, let's say 32 days or units of time movement, and it is there in 8. So 4 into 8 is 32. So we get 1 by 4 line. Same is 1 by 8. Let's say, for example, 32 units of time. And we have 4 points of movement. So this is how the lines have been drawn. So this is from both the sides. This is considered more of like bearish, while this have been considered as bullish trends. Now just have a look at the ratios. It is 1 by 1, 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 4 by 1, 8 by 1. So the look at the numbers, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 2 is 8. So it mostly keeps on doubling. Same way when it goes down in the same ratios, maybe from 1 by 2 to 1 by 4 to 1 by 8. Again, just trying to keep you associated with this numbers. Why? Because the next topic that we are going to learn is similar to this part. Now we come down to octaves, which is also associated with music. Let's try to look at this part. Now we come to page number 83 and just like to look at this chart. So what he says is, again, the entire circle which is there, that is divided into number of days. So this is again like 1 by 8. So when you have 1 by 8, it has been coming to 45. Same way when we have 1 by 4, this is 1 by 4, not 3 by 4. So when it is talking about 1 by 4, it comes to 90, which is double of 45 days. Then we have 3 by 8, we have 1 by 2. Now 1 by 2 is half, which comes to around 182 days. In terms of degree, it is coming to 180 days. Next after that is 5 by 8. So this is 5 by 8. So which comes to around 225 days. After that, it is 3 by 4, that is 3 quarters, which comes to 270 to 73 days. Then we have 7 by 8, which comes to 318. And we have the entire 8 by 8 or 52 weeks, which is 364, 365 days. This is just an error. It is actually 365, 364 days. Now, let's try to do a comparison between this in terms of octaves. So we have octaves, which is do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. And what we do is we try to divide that accordingly. How is the division? The divisions are again same way: 1 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 7 by 8, and 8 by 8, which is again coming from do to do. Now, if you want to understand more about this, we have an entire series which is of George Gurdjieff, where we have specifically talked about octaves. We can just go through that and try to see about the videos. Now, if you want to learn more about the music and octaves part, you can go on our YouTube channel, and in the playlist, you'll be finding two playlists. One is in English and one is in Hindi, which talks about George Gurdjieff law of 7 and 3. So this is the Hindi series, approximately 14 videos are there. And we also have a English series, which is English George Gurdjieff Law of 7, Law of 3. So you can go through those videos and try to get basically more information about this part. So what it says is, see, if you look at the ratios, which is 1 by 8, this is 1 by 8. 1 by 4, this is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 3, which comes to 3 by 8 or maybe 3 by 9. Then we have 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2. Then we have 2 by 3, which comes approximately to 5 by 8. Then we have 7 by 8. Yes, so these are all the music octave ratios. We'll be finding small minor differences. This should be talking about octaves or music in detail. And we'll come back to this topics when we'll start looking at the ratios, because these ratios are very important. Now, if you look at page number 186, basically talks about take the extreme low and extreme high of any important move, subtract the low from the high to get the range, Then divide the range of fluctuations by 8 to get 1 by 8 points, which are resistance levels or buying and selling points. When an option stops around these levels and makes bottoms or tops or near them, shows a turn on the trend indicator, this is the place to buy and sell. So this is generally dividing the entire range into 8 equal parts. We also divide this into 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. And this is how we get 1 by 3 and 2 by 3 in the ratios. So the ratios are either 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, which is 4 by 8, 7 by 8, or it is 1 by 3, 2 by 3, depending on the ratios that we use. Generally, Gann try to divide this into 8s and 4s and into 3s. Dividing by 3 is 1 by 3, 2 by 3. So that is how the division is. And dividing by 8 is 1 by 8. This is 2 by 8, 4 by 8, 7 by 8. This is how the divisions are. And this is how you get the values together. Now, one more thing that you maybe probably try to correlate is the numbers that we are getting. Let's say, for example, we are getting 90 days, 180 days, approximately 270 days, and 360 days. Now, 90 days, 180 days, 270 days, and 360 days. These are all coming a part of our seasonal cycle. And this is how we know about the seasonal cycles. Let's try to look at the signal cycles, because signal cycles are also going to be something which is really important for us. Let's try to look also at the dates of the seasonal cycles. Let's say we are talking about the entire year, which probably if we take as a start from maybe 21st of March, we are not talking about the new year, but we are talking about the spring equinox. From there, we go to June, and from June, we go to September, and from September, we go to December, and then coming back to 21st of March. This is technically 365 days, but we can consider this as an entire circle of 360 days together. 360 degrees, as specifically. And if we probably look at the days, maybe we will be getting the days which are coming as 90 days, because from 21st of March to 21st of June, this is going to be 90 days. From 21st of March to 23rd or 21st of September, it's going to be 180 days. So we have this 180 days over here, which is coming as half. Then we have coming to 21st or 22nd of December, which is 90 days plus 190 days, that is 180 days plus 90 days, which is 270 days. So we have this 270 to 73 days, which comes at 3 by 4. So we have 1 by 4, 2 by 4, which is half, 3 by 4. And same way, if you look on over here, which is 1 by 4, which is 90 days, 1 by 2, which is 180 days, 3 by 4, which is 270 days or 273 days. And we have the entire circle then. So this is a seasonal cycle. There are two ways at looking at these days. Maybe probably if you are looking at commodities, we need to look at where exactly it starts across, because this is where our seasonal trend changes. So let's say somewhere around in the beginning of March to May is the first important seasonal change that we have. Then is the next season, which comes around September. So we have the date of September around here. And after that, it is somewhere around in the month of December. So this has been given as December. So we have December over here. And from December, again, we go towards March, which is the start. So there are probably changes which have been happening accordingly. And this is the seasonal changes. You can go over on this topic somewhere around starting from page number 235, so that you will then understand what are the changes. Let's say, for example, from March to May, probably during then July and August, September, again, there is a seasonal change. October to November, what are the changes? Somewhere around in December, where it starts across. So this is all in terms of the season and how the seasonal changes do happen, because this again becomes a very critical part to know and understand. Why? Because then probably we'll be able to have the changes in the trend, especially for commodities, because then based on the seasonal changes, you can also have your buying and selling decision. depending on how the crop has been there, how has been the rains, because the rains generally do come down in the month of July, August. So once you have those reports, you'll be finding the change in trends comes after the report is out or something like that. After this, we come to our most important topic, that is harmonics, which is the Pythagorean way. Now, here we'll be talking about geometry and mathematics. We have simple mathematics, which is just maybe an average. We have geometrics, which considers it in a different way, which is, let's say, the numbers, and we multiply them, which we have this as an arithmetic way. This is the geometric way. And there is one more way, which is the harmonics way. This is how the formula is there. We'll get into the details of this part also. Now, why this study of harmonics is especially important, and that too in that the Pythagorean way is important. So if you look on the book, which is WD Gann on the law of vibration, and especially about the front page picture which has been given. So it talks about three numbers, which is 3, 4, 6, and it also talks about harmonia, or maybe harmonics as specifically. So if we look probably at this picture, maybe you'll know something about harmonics, or maybe the numbers which are probably more of in terms of harmony. It talks about maybe angles and maybe probably about movements which are more of to do with harmonics, and that's why this is important for us. And there comes again the same kind of ratios, which is half, 2 by 3, 3 by 4, and 1. Probably the numbers which have been coming. In terms of octaves, again, we see the same kind of numbers from doubling 1 to 2, 4 by 3, 3 by 2, or maybe when it goes down, which is half, we have 3 by 4, 2 by 3 coming on together. We'll also look at the arithmetic and harmonic way of looking at it. Let's say, for example, if you see 3, 4, 6, this is going to be harmonic. So like 2 to 4 is double, 4 to 8 is double, 8 to 16 is double, 16 to 32 is double, 32 to 64 is again double. But if you look at 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6 is more of in terms of harmonics. Now we can look at this picture also. It again talks in a typical way of harmonics, and this comes from the diagram by Georgi. Shows the two progressions of 2 and 3 as given by Plato in the Themis. So you can probably read those books, or probably we'll try to explain in short how exactly this is and what has this to do with harmonics as such specifically. Now, there is a lot of interesting thing which connects all these things together, because the seasonal cycles are more of to do with Gann angles as well as to do with octaves, because end of the day, it is all been connected together in the form of sacred geometry. Once we consider these topics, learn them together, we would be able to know more and in a better way about them. So let's continue this in the further sessions. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.